Namaste and welcome to Returning Home Yoga with Jeanette. I'm Jeanette and today we are continuing with our Gentle Beginner series. This is class number 2. However, please know that you can mix and match them as you desire. I do recommend we're going to be starting seated today, so I do recommend maybe having a folded blanket, a cushion, folded towel to utilize under your buttocks. When we prop up on a prop, we are able to create more ease in the hip joints and the low back. If sitting cross-legged is not available, you can always have your legs straight or more in this bound angle, butterfly type of position. I also recommend for today's class the use of yoga blocks, or if you have thick books, that is also an option. All right, we shall begin. Let's take a few moments to settle into the seat and to become aware of the two bones at the tip of the pelvis called the sits bones or ischial tuberosities. And ideally we would like to root down into those bones. The eyes could softly close or focus upon a single spot. As we land the hands comfortably onto the legs, seeing if the jawline can come parallel to the ground. And beginning to smooth out lines around the nose, between eyebrows and upon the forehead. And we begin to notice the breath. Noticing if the natural flow of breath feels a little fast or slow at the moment. Knowing that whatever you notice is perfect. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. We're just observing. And as we begin to deepen the breath, you might like to place your hands to the side of the ribs. And as you inhale, notice if any area of the rib cage begins to expand. And you might notice that you feel the ribs expanding into your hands. You might feel the breath more into the upper chest region. And you might feel it down in the belly, and it's all fine. Without rushing the process, completing the current cycle of breath. And as you do so, let your hands, arms relax. And as we take a few more moments to notice the flow of breath. Has there been a subtle change within that natural rhythm of breath? On an inhale, please sweep your arms out and up. As you exhale, hands find the heart. Namaste. And once again, welcome to this gentle beginner class. Let's inhale, one arm up. Exhale, begin to fold over, opening up through the top side of the body. Hold for another round of breath. Inhale, please rise. Exhale, lower. Other arm, inhale. Exhale, pausing. Inhale. Exhale, folding. Stay with your breath, remembering that the breath is the most important part of your yoga practice. Inhale. Coming back up. Exhale. Arm lowers. Okay. Roll the shoulders. On an inhale, slide shoulders to ears. Exhale, draw shoulders down. Hands can land alongside body. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, bring ear towards shoulder. See if the shoulder can stay down as opposed to lifting up towards the ear. Come to your breath. Next inhale, head lifts. Exhale, pause. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, ear other side. Okay. As you inhale, head slowly lifts. Exhale, pause. Inhale. Exhale, slowly turn your head one direction. Come back to the breath. Next inhale, head comes center. Exhale, pause. Inhale. Exhale, head turns. Other way. Feel your breath. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale, pause. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chin comes into the throat. Tilt, chin down. And on your next inhale, slowly restack your vertebra. As you exhale, pause. Notice the leg crossed in front. Please extend them, giving them a roll. Inhale, lengthen through spine. Exhale, legs. I have to sneeze, maybe. Legs one direction, head other. Inhale through center. Exhale, other sides. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Let's come back through center. Recross the legs, other leg in front. Hands to the knees. Seated cat-cow. You might actually come off any prop that you lifted up on. As you inhale, lengthen through the torso. Exhale, begin to round your spine. Inhale, forward and upward. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. This time, inhale your arms up. As you exhale, lengthen forward. Finger pads coming to touch the ground in front of you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let your elbows bend. Pause here, full breath. On your next inhale, lengthen. Let's rise. Arms up. Exhale, lower arms. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, turn one direction, hand to the leg, other arm behind you. Inhale, anchor and grow long. Exhale, hug that back shoulder blade a little closer to midline. Holding, breathing. Next inhale, arms lift. Exhale, pause. Inhale, lengthen through both sides of body. Exhale, turn. Opposite direction. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, hug that back shoulder blade to midline. Next inhale, arms lift. Exhale, lower. Nice. Just to take a moment, notice the leg in front. And let's recross the legs with the other forward. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, lengthen out of your hips as you land the finger and thumb pads onto the ground. Inhale, gentle lengthening through front body. And as you exhale, let your body soften. Return to your breath. Next inhale, let's lengthen and rise. Exhale. Nice. Once again, please extend your legs, giving them a roll. You might bring your body so it's facing the long end of the mat. Knees are bent. As you inhale, bring your arms up. As you exhale, bring belly to thighs. Wrap the peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, grow long through the torso. Exhale, maybe straighten your legs a little or a lot, maintaining length in the back body, belly to thighs. Beginning to open up through the backs of the legs. Good. On your next inhale, use your hands. Let's come up, flat back. As you exhale, legs could fully straighten. Inhale, shoulders slide to ears. Exhale, bring your arms behind you. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your heart. The whole front body really up towards the sky. And as you exhale, feel the shoulder blades moving towards each other. Good. Inhale, let's come up. As you exhale, open your legs. Bring the foot soles together and bring the feet quite close into body. Wrap hands around ankles, shins, onto the knees, wherever they'll land with ease. Inhale, create that length through the front body. And as you exhale, press your feet into each other. Come forward from your hips again, as opposed to the back body really rounding. As you inhale, find length. Exhale, move from the hips forward a degree that your body allows. Good. On your next inhale, let's come up. Exhale, bring the legs together, please, and extend them. And giving the legs a roll. Let's come into table pose, and you might want to have that blanket or towel handy if it's nearby. And also you might want to have your blocks on either side of your mat. Placing the knees onto support if it's there, or onto cushioning. Hands under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, let's begin to round up through the back body. Chin could find the throat, belly hugs in. Inhale, tilt the tailbone, broaden the collarbones, looking up. Exhale, rounding. Cat-cow, one more round. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, come to a flat back. Bring your one leg forward. Encourage the knee to be right above your ankle. And you might want to place your hands onto the blocks, especially if your hands don't reach to the ground comfortably. Your back foot, top of it is flat towards the ground or onto the ground. And you're pressing down through the shoelace portion of the top of that back foot. Hands rest onto the blocks with resisting the urge to really sink into the shoulders or to have too much pressure of weight into hands. The blocks are there for support, but we don't want to create any wrist issues. As you inhale, begin to lengthen up through your torso. As you exhale, you might place your blocks to their higher edge, or you could place your hands onto that front thigh. The low belly is gently hugging in, and you're encouraging your pelvis, your front hip bones or your iliac crest to be level in this pose. Quite often one will drop quite significantly to the ground. From here, let's inhale, arms up. As you exhale, pause. Inhale. Exhale, bring one hand to leg, other hand to your sacrum. Inhale, once again, find the length. Exhale, hug that back shoulder blade in towards spine. Full breath. Inhale, let's come through center. As you exhale, take your blocks, walk them so that your hands are below the shoulders and begin to straighten through your front leg. Your ankle flexes, your toes are flexed. We inhale, and as we exhale, we might bring the torso a little bit closer to the thigh. Pay attention to how that feels. You might need to stay more upward. Wherever you are, please be breathing consciously. Good. As you inhale, let's come back forward, placing your blocks on either side of your mat, and bring your leg back to that starting position, and we'll bring the other forward. Knee above ankle, top of the back foot anchoring you, hands to the blocks. Notice again if you tend to be shrugging or sinking into the shoulders, and maybe an inhale you could lengthen through the torso. You might change the position of your blocks. As you inhale, let's lengthen torso. As you exhale, maybe your hands land onto the thigh. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pause here to settle the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, bring one hand to leg, other hand to your sacrum. Inhale. Exhale, hugging that back shoulder blade a little closer to spine. Return to your breath. Inhale, let's come forward. Exhale, hands to the blocks, and we begin to shift the weight. Bring the blocks under your shoulders. Flex through the front ankle joint. Leg straightens as much as body allows. Come to the breath. Knowing that it's the breath that brings the fresh oxygen and nutrients into cells. It's through the breath that the body eventually is able to let go of the holding of the tightness that is there. Good. As you inhale this time, let's come forward again. As you exhale, release the blocks and bring your leg back. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, round into a cat. Bring the big toes to touch and begin to sink your sits bones towards your heels. See if your arms can lower, the forehead coming to the ground. And if it doesn't quite touch, feel free to stack your fists. Forehead could rest on them. You might find that you need to widen your knees, but keep your big toes touching. Whatever variation your body is gravitating to, please choose. As we pause in this child's pose, we're restoring energy, vitality back into the body. Each inhalation is an opportunity for expansion in the body. Each exhalation an opportunity for softening and letting go. From here, please return to table pose. We come into downward facing dog. So a couple of options here. Your hands can be spread, middle finger straight ahead, toes curl under. We inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lift the knees a little. Pause here. Inhale. Exhale, reach the buttocks to the sky above you. Lengthen the arms out of the wrist joints and begin to explore straightening your legs. Now, if you find that your body has the shoulders above your hands and wrists, that will cause distress in the wrist joints quite quickly. So you might actually take your blocks onto their higher edge. Inhale, and on an exhale, you might lift into more of a supported version of down dog. Now, if this is best for you, please stay here. If you tend to have high blood pressure, glaucoma, then you want to make sure that you are elevating your head either a little or a lot. And you might actually take your down dog to that chair option where you have a chair or a countertop in front, or even the wall. You could use the wall or a piece of furniture so that you can create this half dog version where your head doesn't need to be below your heart. So many options here. On an inhale, let's bring the knees to the ground. If you're using props, just take a moment to place them off to the side. And as you inhale this time, re-lift the buttocks, walk your hands towards legs. Place hands to the shins as you inhale, bring your torso parallel to the ground. As you exhale, folding, or again, staying in that half position. Let the neck relax. Bend your knees, flat back, move from your hips, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we pause, just allowing the body to arrive into the standing Tadasana position. Now let's ensure that the feet are below your hips, your hip bones if possible. Encourage the crown of your head to extend upward. Moving into a couple of standing poses, let's widen the feet. About the length of one of your legs. Take one leg from the hip joint, turn it a full 90 degrees away from you. Turn your other heel away 20 to 45 degrees. It really depends on the openness of your hips. As you inhale, let's bring the arms shoulder height. Exhale, bend into your front leg. The leg where the toes are straight ahead. As you inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bending. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, settling. Knee right above the ankle, and we're encouraging the knee not to move inward, but to be tracking more to the second or third toes. The gaze can come past your front fingers. We return to the breath. Your back leg is nice and straight. You're anchoring through the baby toe edge of that back foot. Turn the front palm up. Inhale, let's find our peaceful warrior. Back hand can find the leg. Top arm can come quite close to the head. As you inhale, bring the arms back shoulder height. And as you exhale, reach over your front thigh, place your arm to it. Other hand can come to your sacrum. As you inhale, subtly roll the heart center up to the sky. And as you exhale, sink into the pose maybe a little more. The inhale, top arm could come up. Exhale, close to ear. 2 more breaths. Feel your feet anchoring you. Inhale, let's rise. Exhale, turn your feet to face forward, release your arms. Other leg right from the hip joint, turning that full 90 degrees. Other heel turns away, a degree that feels appropriate for your hips to face the long end of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Shoulder height. Exhale, bend into that front leg, knee arriving over the ankle. Inhale, arms lift, leg straightens. Exhale, bending into your warrior 2. One more, inhale. Exhale, settle. Gaze could come past those front fingers. Subtle lift of the pelvic floor. Feel the power and the strength being created within you from your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Front palm turns up. Inhale, let's lift into peaceful warrior. Inhale, arms shoulder height. Exhale, pause. Inhale, exhale, begin to lengthen over that front thigh, arm to it, other arm to the sacrum. As you inhale, begin to roll your heart skyward. As you exhale, maybe you feel your pelvis sink a little deeper. Inhale, top arm up. Exhale, close to ear. Good. Next inhale, let's rise. Exhale, release. Walk your feet back together. And we take a moment to notice and to feel into the body what might be different. Perhaps there's a sense of strength and power. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, ground into the feet as we move into Ricotta and tree pose. On an inhale, bend your leg, bring the foot to the calf, and as you exhale, explore the leg opening outward. Hands can land onto the hips, at the heart. And if the balance is steady and the flexibility is there, you might take the foot, place it up into the inner thigh. From here, on an inhale, bring the leg through center. Exhale, opposite hand to it. Inhale. Exhale, maybe your other arm goes behind you. And perhaps at some point your gaze turns as well. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, extend the leg and lower. Nice. Other side, anchor into the support leg. Feel the low belly engage. Begin to bring the foot to the calf, and always know if the balance is a little off, you can have your big toes touching or all your toes, and you just work with this option. If you took the foot up into the inner thigh on the other side, go ahead and give that a try here. Quite often the foot might slip. That seems to be what's happening with my foot. And we find that position for the arms. And we might discover we're quite wobbly today. Good. As you're ready, inhale, bring the leg forward. Opposite hand to it as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale, take the other arm out behind you. Maybe your gaze turns. We find the breath. And on an inhale, we can look forward. Exhale, extend the leg and lower. Giving it a shake. Bring your hands to the heart. Return attention into both feet. Feeling an anchoring and a grounding. On the inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Lift the heart. Exhale, fold from the hips, flat back. Let's come about halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Half forward fold. Feel free to stay here. Again, if you have glaucoma, high blood pressure, or if you have osteoporosis. If none of those are there, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little closer to the ground. Let your neck relax. Bring hands to the elbows so it feels odd or different. And on an exhale, let the arms release. Bend your knees, flat back. Lead with your heart. Inhale, arms forward and upward. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing again, taking the time to feel and to integrate the experience. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Exhale, fold from your hips once again. This time as you inhale, bend your knees, walk your hands and feet away from each other into that downward facing dog. And if you prefer, you could come immediately into child's pose. On an inhale, bring legs to the ground, knees to the ground. And as you exhale, see if the buttocks can land onto the feet, forehead onto the ground, or maybe your body requires the block to be positioned, or a book, whatever you have, for the forehead to rest on. Be with your breath. And on your next inhale, feel the low belly draw in as you come through table pose. Come onto your elbows and begin to extend one leg and then the other. Inhale. Exhale, lower the knees, lower the torso. Let your forehead rest on stacked hands and pause to integrate. From here, please bring your arms alongside of you so that your palms are touching your legs. Your legs are about hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. And if you tend to have no back issues, your legs could actually touch each other. With the hands, palms resting into the thighs, as you inhale, lengthen and lift legs and chest. As you exhale, lower. And again, inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. As you exhale, hold. If you find that your arms would like to come away from the body a little or a lot, feel free to choose that option. Stay with your breath. And on your next exhale, lower. Let your head turn one direction. See if the toes can turn towards each other. As you pause and integrate your locust, Shavasana. You might discover the body wants to release a sighing breath. Eventually, please turn your head the other way. Placing the chin or the forehead on the mat. Rest your forehead onto the arm. Bend one leg and reach your hand to that ankle. Now, if you can't reach and you have a pant leg, you could hold on to it, or you could just hold here, reaching and allowing the body to maintain just that bent knee position. Or if you happen to have a towel or something to wrap around the ankle, even a yoga strap would work. I don't have one immediately with me, so know that you can use even a bathrobe tie works really well here. And on your next exhale, letting that leg release. Maybe a big sigh needs to escape. And eventually changing arms, changing legs, reaching hand to ankle, settling the forehead and coming back to the breath, please. On your next exhale, release that leg. Pausing, integrating. Place your hands under the shoulders. Actually, maybe even slide them a little closer towards your hips. As you inhale, begin to lift your chest. Come through table pose. And as you exhale, lower buttocks towards heels, arms out in front of you, resting forehead to ground or onto the block again. Bring attention into the rib cage, the lower ribs. And as you continue to breathe consciously, see if you can feel those areas of the rib cage expanding. From there, please slide your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, rise. And as you exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Come onto the buttocks, extending your legs. Well, once again, move into that seated forward fold. So we'll start with the legs bent. Inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, bring belly to thighs. Wrap the first two fingers around big toes if you can. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, straighten the legs a little or a lot, encouraging belly to stay connected to thighs. Come back to your breath. And maybe at some point let your chin come towards the throat. And maybe on your next exhale, your legs will straighten a little more. And eventually the legs might fully straighten, yet maintaining that length in your back body, please. So again, noticing if your body wants to round something like this. And if it does, just slide your hands higher up the legs so you can be straighter through the back. From there, on an exhale, place hands alongside you. Inhale, feel the movement coming from your hips upward, and as you exhale, pause. Shift your buttocks forward. As you inhale, arms come shoulder height. As you exhale, begin to lower to the ground with or without the help of your arms. Low belly's drawn in. You might need to support your head, so please do so if needed. And once you're on the ground, taking a few moments to ensure spine is straight. Maybe taking a sighing breath. And eventually drawing knees to chest, arms around legs, and pausing. Create a little side to side movement. And eventually both feet come to the ground. Take one ankle to the other thigh. And on an exhale, lift your legs towards bodies. Bring one hand between the legs and the other to the outside of it, and wrap hands to the back of the thigh. Now, if your legs don't lift with ease, you can use one of those blocks to rest your foot on and to simply rest in the pose like so, without the legs close to the body and without the hands wrapped around the thigh. Always a choice. Encourage your collarbones to broaden, open. And on an exhale, begin to lower the legs. Feet coming to rest onto the ground. And shifting to the other side, ankle to thigh. On an exhale, bring the legs to body, hands around leg. And again, if your body needs the block, just reach forward and place it there under the foot. Come back to your breath. And on an exhale, begin to release. Extending your legs and giving them a roll. Maybe a deep inhale and a big sighing, cleansing breath. From here, please bring one thigh into body. Bring opposite hand to that shin and bring your other arm out in a half T position, out from the shoulder. Inhale. As you exhale, draw the leg over, across the body and into a twist. Your foot might actually rest on the leg, or it might just be away from it a little or a lot. Return attention to your breath. And as you inhale, bring the leg through center. Exhale, you can use the other hand to open it outward. And as you do so, just encourage your buttock cheek to stay to the ground. Inhale through center. Exhale, release the leg, straightening both for a moment. Bring the other thigh in. And as you exhale, just take the time to ensure you feel comfortable. Opposite hand to outer leg, other arm out from the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, begin to draw the body over, the leg over, finding a twist, and encouraging both of your shoulder blades to stay on the ground. Come to the breath. Next inhale, come through center. As you exhale, open the leg away from you. Other hand could rest on the hip just to encourage it to stay down. Inhale through center. Exhale, release. Extending the legs. Adjusting the spine for straightness. Maybe rolling the legs a little. Maybe placing the blanket onto the hips, belly, thighs. Your arms coming away from the body a distance where the palms could be up. As we settle into Shavasana, this portion of practice where all the postures we've experienced have the opportunity to fully integrate. Now let's rest attention down into the belly. You might take your hands and place them onto the belly if that feels good, essentially, especially if you have anxiety. It can be very, very beneficial. And as you inhale, begin to deepen the breath into the belly region. As you exhale, allow your belly to deflate. Again, deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to continue with those breaths or to let them go and to settle into a deep state of relaxation. Allowing any yawns, sighs, whatever the body needs to express, encouraging it as opposed to suppressing it. More and more of the back body settling into the surfaces supporting it. Without changing anything, begin to notice the feel of the body resting, supported. Noticing the rhythm of breath. And eventually bringing movement to toes, fingers and thumbs. Maybe the ankle and wrist joints circulate. Maybe the arms roll a little, one direction and then the other. Maybe the legs roll towards each other and away from each other. Eventually, please bend the knees. Draw legs to body. Little massage side to side. Maybe a circle of the knees in one direction and then the other. And eventually resting. One arm comes over the head. Please roll body to that side. With helping hands and the exhale portion of breath, please find seated. Your eyes might be closed through that transition. Coming into a comfortable seated shape. If the legs are crossed, we're settling into Sukhasana, comfortable seated pose. Take a few moments to notice the inner world of body. As you take a couple of deep breaths, notice if the breath fills into new areas within the body. And on the exhale, pause this time. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Taking a moment to connect with your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. From my heart to yours, Namaste. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet and you're inspired to do so, I would really appreciate it. Along with sharing with family, friends, colleagues, anyone you feel could benefit from some gentle yoga, beginners. Until next time, thanks again.